I'm a human being and I have the power to beat God. We see this all the time. We see Moshe says to Hashem, if you don't do this, take me out of your Torah. I'm not going to go along with this. The power of human beings is at the end of the day that Hashem needs us. He needs us. Because if he doesn't have a people, he is not a king. And we have to leverage that. And Am Yisrael is always teaching us that. And it says, when were the Jews redeemed? It says, Veitzaku el Hashem. They scream to Hashem. Right? When do we scream? When we're angry. It doesn't say Veifku Hashem, they cried to Hashem. It doesn't say Veitpalelu Hashem, they prayed to Hashem. It says they screamed at him. When this happened and we were just massacred, everybody started screaming. We were screaming. We were screaming in our prayers. We were screaming in our sleep. We were crying. We're screaming. Our blood is boiling. Because when you're screaming is when you care. It's when you're alive. We've been sleepwalking this whole time. We've been numb. We hear about atrocities all the time and we're just like, okay, oh, she has cancer. Oh my God, that's so, we just don't care anymore. And Hashem is like, how are you going to get out of your bad situation if you don't scream, if you don't care anymore, if you're apathetic, if there's nothing inside of you that isn't alive? And I'm going to actually say something that's very, very controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway, because I don't think that anything happens by accident. I think that the protests this summer were the catalyst for this, because it was the first time in a long time Israel was screaming about something. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. Who knows? But they were actually in the streets screaming. It was the first time I've seen that in decades. Maybe they were screaming about the wrong thing, and now I think they're realizing that. But at least they were screaming. At least somebody cared about something. And now Hashem is saying, oh, you can scream. Let me shift that scream into something that's actually real and authentic, which is, let's scream for the soul of the Jewish people. Let's scream for the fact that we have lost the value of human life. We're sleepwalking.
Right. So I think that's the good point, is because we did a live with Rabbi Taub, and he said anger is not necessarily a good thing, because where is that, like when the soldiers are going into war, they're not angry, they have a mission to fulfill. But I think it's about, you said, screaming for the soul of a Jewish person, or the soul of a soldier, or the soul of our captives. That's diverting it to the right place, I guess.
Well, I mean, you're Chabad, so yeah. Have you watched any Rebbe videos? I mean, he's screaming all the time. So that it's not like that.
Right, because I'm trying to just pull it together, because last live that we did, Rabbi Taub said anger should not be part of the picture. So I'm trying to get your definition of what screaming means. It means being passionate.
I'm going to agree to disagree with Rabbi Taub. It's not the first rabbi I disagree with.
Okay.
I think the Jewish women have the secrets, and I think we have the answers. And I think that we should scream, and I think we should be angry. And I think that, how many times does it say in the Torah, Vayechera af Hashem? Vayechera af Hashem. Hashem got angry. Hashem is perfect. Why would Hashem get angry? Hashem knows why everything happens. Why would he ever get angry? And why does it say in the Torah so many times, Vayechera af Hashem? Hashem got enraged. Because if you don't live in a world where you understand that sometimes you have to get angry, that people are doing the wrong thing, you're going to get slaughtered, which is exactly what happened right now. People fell asleep. They thought, oh, they love us, we love them, like this is like we're a happy family. And everybody got angry after, because they're like, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, what's wrong with us? And you can't go to war and you can't kill someone unless you're angry because they just killed your wife and your mother and your son. You can't go to war with a passion for what? What's the passion about? The passion is about life. You're angry that somebody took the life of somebody that you love.
The passion is for Am Yisrael and Eretz Yisrael.
Because somebody tried to kill us. Because somebody tried to kill us. Because we are angry. It's okay to be angry. And I think that one of the biggest detriments to the Jewish people is that we're always being told not to be angry. And I think that that's what happened to us right now. We're constantly being told, don't be angry, don't get upset, just love, just no, No, there are times where you have to say no. And you have to get upset. And Hashem only sent the Geula to Am Yisrael Shetzaku, when they screamed, when they were angry at Hashem, when they said, we don't want this anymore. We're sick of this. We're sick of living in this situation where our babies are being murdered and Paro is swimming in the blood of our children. Enough. And that's what's happening right now. Am Yisrael is angry. We're angry at ourselves for being asleep. We're angry at each other for fighting with each other. We're angry at our leaders for turning a blind eye to our terrible situation. And we're angry at Hashem. We're done with Galus. We're done with being slaughtered. We're done with thousands of generations of pogroms and Holocaust. We're finished. We don't want it anymore. This is not what we want to unite us anymore. It's not interesting. It's not interesting for me anymore. I don't want to raise more generations of grandchildren that are going to be slaughtered. I'm not interested in it. And I'm going to do whatever it takes in my personal life to stop it. And everybody has to push.
Someone else asking.
I think the anger should last until Mashiach comes. I think the anger should last until the Jewish people are redeemed from this misery. And we should keep screaming at Hashem until he gives us what we want. Remember, we're moms. I'm going to ask you this question, okay? Which kid do we always give into? Come on, guys.
The pushy.
The biggest nagger. The biggest screamer. The one that doesn't stop, right? That's what we have to do.
Also, Rivka, I just want to clarify. I think what Chase was saying is Rivka was asking Rabbi Taub, why can't we be angry at Hamas, what they did? And Rabbi Taub said, he said, you could be angry, but be angry at God. The person that the thing that you're angry at, that's where you're putting your power.
Oh,
right? So
I'm not angry at Hamas. Right. I was never angry.
That was
even for 1 second. But I knew that's what they were.
I don't want to be angry at Hashem. I not going to be. I feel like if you have bitachon, you trust and you're aligned with God's will. I'm not going to be angry. Am I heartbroken? Yes, but I'm not going to be angry.
I think you need to scream, and I think that's what's happened in the past, where Hashem has redeemed us when we screamed. So if you can scream with joy, scream with joy. I was actually with my own therapist, and we were talking about this a lot this year. This is like a theme that I'm personally working on, which is I hate conflicts. Like I'm allergic to it. Like I unfortunately for many, many, many years will turn a blind eye to a lot of bad things because I hate fights. I just want peace. Like, I just like that calm feeling. I don't like yelling. Like you can ask my kids, like, I'm not a yeller, like I'm not that person. Like, I can't, it makes me sick. Okay. Now, is that a good thing? No, it's definitely not a good thing. And my therapist who's a frum woman, was like, Sarit, like, I want to show you places in the Torah where you have to get angry. If someone does something bad to you, you have to get angry, because if not, you're numb. Because if not, you're okay. You're saying that it's okay. And it's also in parenting. And my kids would tell me, and they still tell me this all the time, you don't get angry at us like other moms. It bothers us. It bothers them. Why? Because it makes them feel like I don't care. And I explain to my kids, I'm like, no, it's not that I don't care. It's that I don't want to hurt you. And they say to me, but it makes us feel like you care about us when you get angry when we do the wrong thing, instead of always being so empathetic. Because I'm an empath. So I'm always like, oh, they didn't mean to do it. I'm always looking for the good side of it. But, again, it's a lack of boundary. And I had to teach myself this year, and I had to study it like somebody else studies another subject, like math. Okay, so when this happens, you need to get angry. And when that happens, you need to do that. Like, I had to learn that there are things that we have to get angry about. And Hashem teaches us that. Because throughout the Torah, when Am Yisrael did the wrong thing, it says, Vayechara af Hashem. And Hashem got angry. And every single thing has a place. And it would be lovely when Mashiach comes and we all live in euphoria, and there's no wars, and we never have to have rage, and we don't have to put boundaries. But not in this world. this world is full of the need for boundaries, and sometimes we have to show anger, because if my kid does the wrong thing and he hurts someone else or even hurts himself, and I don't show him, like when he's running into the street and he's screaming, I slap him and I punish him, then he's not going to know that it's dangerous for him to go into the street. Children need to know between right and wrong, and the way we can express to them what they do wrong is when we show anger about things. And that, for me,
can I tell you what I'm
tried to kill my whole life. I tried to kill the feeling of getting angry, and it was the wrong thing to do. And I think that every single quality in the Torah has a place, and anger.
I felt that way, but can I tell you what I'm angry about? And this is something we were talking about when the Rebbe, some of the Rebbe's talks, where he may have come across. He was very strong. This is what I'm angry about? Is that the land was we gave land to Gaza.
Oh, beautiful.
We gave land to the Palestinians. We gave it to them, and this is what happened. And it was ours, and we gave it away. And look what happened when we gave it away. And that's what the Rebbe was angry about.
That's right. That's right. And
that's what
I think that, right. And so everybody has to find that thing that brings this screaming up to the surface, so we can scream to Hashem and say, enough.